Before the factories, before the freeways, before the fall, there was Pontiac, a place carved out of the wilderness, a city that came before Detroit was even a city. And if you look close, past the broken windows and boarded up storefronts, you'll see it. A city with a pulse, a city with a story, and I'm here to tell it. Pontiac was settled in 1818, making it one of the very first inland towns in all of Michigan, named after the famous Ottawa war chief who led resistance against British occupation. The city was founded with water power in mind. The Clinton River curved through dense forest, and settlers saw potential. They built mills, sawmills, grist mills, and with them came workers, tradespeople, and families. By 1837, when Michigan officially became a state, Pontiac was already on the map. By the mid to late 1800s, Pontiac exploded. It became an industrial powerhouse, especially in transportation. First with carriages and wagons, and then with the automobile. With industry came affluence. Executives, doctors, judges, they built homes here that you couldn't replicate today without seven figures. Grand Queen Anne's, Second Empires, Gothic revivals, every porch, every spindle, every stained glass window was a declaration of prosperity. Pontiac's historic neighborhoods are architectural time capsules. Right in the heart of Pontiac is a district that once defined downtown life in Oakland County. This is the Pontiac Commercial Historic District, added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1984. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this was one of the region's busiest commercial corridors. Grand theaters, multi-level department stores, mom and pop shops. It was all here. And a lot of those original buildings, yeah, they're still standing. These weren't cheap builds. Many of the facades that you see here were crafted in Italianate, Romanesque, and early commercial styles, loaded with detail, texture, and history. Just look at this detail. Hand-laid brick, cast metal molding, original storefront windows. We just don't build them like this anymore. And we're lucky that they weren't torn down like they have been in so many other cities. Thankfully, it's not just the buildings that are sticking around though. There's a whole new generation of entrepreneurs turning this historic district back into a community hub. This is what a comeback looks like. And it's powered by real people putting their money and their passion into these historic walls. We've still got work to do. Not every storefront is built. Not every building has been saved. But Pontiac's downtown is no longer asleep. It's waking up. One restored window, one new business, one bold idea at a time. If you're looking for a downtown where you can still afford to dream, build, or buy something that matters, this is it. Pontiac is the opportunity zone for people with vision, and I'd love to help you be a part of it. Fairgrove Avenue may be short in length, but it's long on legacy. This is the Fairgrove Historic District, a one-block stretch that tells a bigger story about Pontiac's civil and residential past. The district was officially added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1985, recognizing its architectural significance and its connection to Pontiac's early 20th century development. These homes were built between the 1890s and the 1920s, and they're big, 2,000 to roughly 3,500 square feet or so, with deep porches, ornate trim, and layouts designed for prominent families who wanted to live close to the courthouse, City Hall, and the commercial downtown core. I've been lucky enough to sell a few properties right here on Fairgrove. This one, 18 Fairgrove, was a total wreck when I listed it, and for that matter, still is today. But it is undergoing a major restoration, and it's gonna be stunning once completed, or so we hope. And then just across the street is 23 Fairgrove, now owned by my friends the Carters. They saw the potential and dove in head first. They've poured love into this place, and their passion truly shows. I've also sold a couple vacant lots here. These will soon be home to new construction that respects the historic fabric of the block. That's the kind of revitalization that Pontiac needs, honoring the old while building the new. Grace Centers of Hope has played a major role in preserving Fairgrove. They've restored several of the homes here, and their craftsmanship is spot on. I got to tour a couple of them, one while it was still being gutted, and another that was fully restored. Hardwood floors, original banisters, leaded glass windows. Just beautiful work. These are more than homes. They're chapters in Pontiac's rebirth. This isn't just another historic district to me. I've walked these streets. I've helped write new chapters here. If you believe in restoration, if you're passionate about place, Fairgrove might be where your story begins too. And if there's one street that captures Pontiac's history, elegance, and untapped potential, it's gotta be Franklin Boulevard. This is the crown jewel, the kind of street and historic district where every home has a name, and every porch has a story. Franklin came to life between the 1880s and 1920s. Back then, it was home to Pontiac's elite, executives, attorneys, doctors, and high-level GM leadership. These homes were built with intention, grace, and presence. They ranged from 1,200 to over 4,500 square feet, with formal parlors, massive staircases, original fireplaces, and often 2 or even 3 stories of living space. I've helped place a number of these homes into the hands of people who see their value, not just financially, but historically. That right there is the McCall House, another one that I had the privilege of listing. It's an anchor property on the block, classic, iconic, and full of character. Just a few blocks away, on Mary Day Avenue, I've sold several beautiful homes, each one loaded with details and history. There's also this multifamily that I sold on Palmer Street, which was completely renovated just before I listed it. Multifamily, by the way, is an underrated way to invest in Pontiac's historic architecture. And then, right around the corner, 2 homes on Henry Clay Avenue that I helped pass to new owners. Each one, now part of the larger movement to revive this district one porch at a time. Franklin isn't just old, it's alive. The street is full of families who care, creatives restoring, and neighbors who wave from the porch. It's a living museum, but without the red ropes. This isn't a street frozen in time, it's one being brought back to life. And every sale, every restoration, every flower planted out front adds to that momentum. Franklin isn't just where I live. It's a district I've helped shape, one home at a time. Whether you're looking to buy, restore, or just learn more about what makes Pontiac so special, I'd love to show you around. If Franklin Boulevard is Pontiac's grand statement, then Seminole Hills is its warm welcome. This is where timeless design meets real-world livability, a historic streetcar suburb built to last and loved by generations. Developed between 1910 and 1930, Seminole Hills was part of a movement towards walkable neighborhoods, tree-lined streets, deep lots, and rolling terrain that broke free from the rigid city grid. It was Pontiac's answer to the growing demand for suburban beauty with urban connection. Back then, folks would hop off the streetcar after a day downtown and come home to craftsman bungalows, Tudor cottages, and prairie-style homes nestled in quiet curves. These homes were built with care. You'll find arched entries, built-ins, hardwood floors, original light fixtures. It's cozy, efficient design at its finest. And I'm not just talking about them. I've sold several homes right here in this neighborhood, like 35 East Iroquois, a Tudor-style colonial full of original detail. Or 502 West Iroquois, another Tudor-style colonial with incredible bones and curb appeal. And right over here, 37 Ottawa, an all-brick colonial that was a dream come true for my buyers. Most homes here are between 1,200 and 3,000 square feet, and priced anywhere between the low 200,000s to the high 300,000s. That makes it one of the best values in Metro Detroit for a historic home. Some are turnkey, others need a little work, but the bones, solid. The character, unmatched. And if you've got an eye for design or a passion for preservation, this is your playground. I love this neighborhood. I've walked these streets, sold these homes, and helped buyers fall in love with the same details that drew me in. If you're ready to own a piece of Pontiac's story, Seminole Hills is the perfect place to start. If you've been tracking Pontiac's story with us so far, you've seen the 19th century grandeur and the early 20th century charm. But here's a chapter that most people don't know about. Mid-century innovation built for the working class. This is the GM Modern Housing Historic District, a neighborhood born from wartime urgency, New Deal energy, and General Motors muscle. During World War II, Pontiac became a major manufacturing hub for the war effort. Thousands of workers poured into the city, but there was nowhere for them to live. So GM teamed up with the federal government to build fast, functional housing close to the plants. This was more than a subdivision. It was an experiment. Homes were designed with affordability and efficiency in mind, while still reflecting the aesthetic values of the day. You won't find turrets or grand foyers here. What you will find is clean geometry, durable materials, and simple, honest design. These homes were built for the people who built the country. Some still have their original birch kitchen cabinets, cast iron tubs, and built-in shelving. Homes in this district are some of the most affordable historic homes in all of Michigan. you can still find solid 2 to 3 bedroom homes under $130,000. And I've even got a freshly remodeled one coming up in just about a week or so at $160,000. Investors love this neighborhood for its rental potential. First-time buyers love it for the price, and preservationists, they're just starting to catch on. This is where Pontiac's legacy meets opportunity. If you've been priced out of other historic districts, or you just love that clean, minimal design, this is your move. I've helped buyers snag gems here, and there are plenty more to come. This is the story of the Phoenix Center, Pontiac's most ambitious and controversial structure, a 1970s mega project that was supposed to launch a new era for downtown. And in some ways, it did. Right up until it didn't. But in 1975, the Phoenix Center was Pontiac's moonshot, a bold, brutalist structure that wrapped a parking deck, office tower, and rooftop plaza into one massive concrete statement. It was literally built right on top of Saginaw Street, Pontiac's historic main thoroughfare. The city believed if it went big enough, bold enough, they could pull people and dollars back from the suburbs. But when the auto jobs started leaving, so did foot traffic. Once meant to unify the city, became a symbol of division, physically cutting the heart of Pontiac in half. For years, it stood empty, unused, untouchable, until something major changed. In 2023, Oakland County bought the Ottawa Towers, giving them control over the Phoenix Center site and the power to finally do something about it. They aren't just tearing it down, they're bringing people back. County offices are now relocating to the heart of the city, bringing over 1,000 government employees with them. And that's not just foot traffic. That's lunch breaks, coffee runs, and local businesses getting another shot. What's rising from the rubble, though? A new green space, a walkable plaza, a street grid that reconnects Saginaw and Pontiac's pulse. They're finally reconnecting the street beneath the Phoenix Center. Woodward Avenue is also being converted into a two-way road, making downtown more accessible, more intuitive, and more alive. This isn't just demolition, it's restoration of connectivity. The Phoenix Center was never just concrete. It was a bet on Pontiac. It didn't work the first time, but now, with Oakland County's investment, new plans, and real people coming back downtown, it just may. After everything we've explored, the history, the neighborhoods, the revival, you might be wondering, what does Pontiac actually look like today if we want to buy? Well, why don't we take a look at that? As of this spring, the average home price in Pontiac is right around $155,000, well below the county and the state averages. But within that, you've got an incredible range. Historic homes under $150,000? Yeah, they're still available here. New construction? Yup, that's a thing. Luxury listings? Not prior, but Pontiac is starting to push into that territory too. Just look at this lakefront listing here at 985 James K. Boulevard, which is Pontiac's most expensive listing ever at $2,199,000. Heck yeah, Jan Hayes. The home is a 4-bedroom, 4.2 bathroom, custom construction, lakefront estate, which is likely the most luxurious home that has ever been listed in Pontiac. This home has 110 feet of lake frontage on all sports Sylvan Lake, a symbol of what's possible here when vision meets investment. Next up, we have this newer construction home at 1172 Fieldstone Drive, built in 2022, with 4 bedrooms and 2.1 bathrooms, featuring a bright, modern design in a newer community tucked into Pontiac's western edge. The asking price on this one, $450,000. And right over here, we have our first historic listing at 216 Cherokee Road, where historic charm meets comfort. This 5-bedroom, 3.1 bathroom, brick Tudor is full of original details with tasteful updates in one of Pontiac's most walkable neighborhoods. And that's Seminole Hills, of course. This is the kind of home that people move to Ferndale for. But here, you can actually afford it. This next one, I actually sold back in 2023. 272 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue. Once a hoarder's nightmare, now being offered at $270,000. This 4-bed, 2-bath historic colonial has some major history behind it. But the current listing agent didn't mention any of that, so we're gonna brush right past it. Just a couple more for you guys. Let's take a look at some smaller homes now, starting with 214 Linden Street, a 977 square foot brick bungalow asking $259,900. This home is located in the Pioneer Highlands neighborhood, which does have lake access on Sylvan Lake. With 2 beds and 1 bath, this home is easy to clean, easy to maintain, and could be great for first-time buyers or for downsizers. And then finally, over here at 110 Cadillac Street, we have this tiny, one-bed, one-bath ranch with a two-car garage that's nearly as large as the home itself. Coming in at 750 square feet, this one is a project left for you to finish. It's a cozy, efficient space that's piqued the interest of minimalists and creatives alike. A reminder that not every dream needs 3,000 square feet. And this one's only asking $75,000. So whether you're buying your first home, your next investment property, or your forever house, Pontiac offers options, character, and upside that you just won't find anywhere in Metro Detroit. I've made it my mission to help people see the value here. If any of these homes caught your eye, or if you want help finding something even more tailored, I'd love to talk. Pontiac is rising, and you don't want to be the one who looked back and said, I should have bought when I had the chance.